Classroom Management for Beginners. Module 1, the basics. What is classroom management? Why do I need a classroom management plan? Theories and teaching personality types and styles. Objectives. Teachers will be able to define classroom management, explain the history of classroom management, list and explain the key elements of classroom management, and explain why classroom management is important to teaching and learning. Lesson 1. What is classroom management and why is it so important? Before we get started with Lesson 1, let's take a look at this nugget of wisdom. You may have heard this before. Teaching is an art and a science. It requires your creativity, and it also infuses your professional and scientific knowledge into the classroom. It's a science in that there are strategies and practices that a body of research has shown to be effective in enhancing learning. Just like doctors, teachers should use research to inform their practice. It's an art because all teaching strategies that you learn should be adopted and adapted to fit your particular teaching situation and your personal teaching style. To be an effective teacher, you must carve out your teaching philosophy and discover your own unique talents and learn how to use them. It's also a craft. A craft is a skill or set of skills learned through experience. This is exactly what teaching is. This means that one cannot expect to leave a college preparation program as a finished teaching product. Teaching is a complex, multi-dimensional endeavor, not something that can be mastered in 4 semesters. Master teachers develop over time through experience and continued study and reflection. For some, managing a classroom may come naturally or easily. For others, it may be a struggle. No matter what your skill level, all teachers can benefit from having a classroom management plan. So let's take a look at classroom management. In general, classroom management is a term teachers use to describe the process of ensuring that classroom lessons run smoothly without disruptive behavior from students compromising the delivery of instruction. The term also implies the prevention of disruptive behavior preemptively, as well as effectively responding to it after it happens. Let's take a look at a brief history of classroom management. Many of us may have visions of nuns holding a ruler or educators holding a paddle. In the not-so-distant past, corporal punishment was a tool used by educators as a part of their classroom management plan. Basically, corporal punishment encompasses all types of physical punishment, including spanking, slapping, pinching, pulling, twisting, and hitting with an object. It may also include forcing a child to consume unpleasant substances such as soap, hot sauce, or hot pepper. Physical punishment was used as a means to change undesirable behavior. Children were expected to follow the rules, be obedient, or suffer the consequences. Even though corporal punishment isn't widely used as it once was, there are still a few states where it is legal. However, many states have deemed corporal punishment as illegal and require educators to use more humane practices to manage their classrooms. Some teachers use rote discipline, which is a form of classroom management where children have to write lines or sentences if they break the rules. Other teachers build relationships, and teachers build a culture of mutual respect by getting to know their students, giving students a voice, and using positive reinforcement. And finally, other teachers may use preventative techniques. Basically, the teacher creates a classroom management plan, which is a proactive approach. And this allows the teacher to spend more time teaching and less time dealing with misbehavior. Let's take a look at what good classroom management looks like. If you take a good look at this picture, the teacher is smiling and he seems to have a good command of his classroom. All students seem to be engaged and their hands are raised. So when classroom management strategies are executed effectively, teachers minimize the behaviors that impede learning for both individual students and groups of students, while maximizing the behaviors that facilitate or enhance learning. Generally speaking, effective teachers tend to display strong classroom management skills. What does poor classroom management look like? As you can see from the picture, the complete opposite is happening from the previous slide. The students are not engaged, they are throwing paper across the room, and the teacher seems like she is at her wit's end. This is the hallmark of an inexperienced or less effective teacher. The class is disorderly and the classroom is filled with students who are not working or paying attention. Let's take a look at the key components of classroom management. There are 5 key components of classroom management: behavior, environment, expectations, materials, and activities. We will take a look at each one in more detail on the upcoming slides. Component 1 pertains to the teacher's behavior. Does the teacher have a positive attitude? Does the teacher display happy facial expressions? Does the teacher say encouraging statements? And is the teacher respectful and fair to students? Component 2 pertains to the classroom environment. Is it well lit? Is it filled with stimulating learning materials? And is it organized? Component 3 pertains to the teacher's expectations of his or her students. The quality of work that teachers expect students to produce, the ways that teachers expect students to behave towards other students, and those agreements that teachers make with the students. Component 4 pertains to the materials that a teacher may use in the classroom. These materials may include text, equipment, and other resources. Component 5 pertains to the lessons and activities the teacher creates. The lessons should be engaging and incorporate students' interests and passions. Why do we need a classroom management plan? Reason 1, classroom management is the cornerstone to effective teaching and learning. Reason 2, teachers are evaluated on their classroom management skills, as well as the classroom climate. And finally, reason 3. Having a plan in place will enable you to thrive in the classroom and have a successful school year. This concludes Lesson 1 of Module 1. In the next lesson, we will talk about classroom management theories.